Welcome to the Mema break room. The break room is designed obviously for entertainment, but also allows employees to be able to collaborate on the fly as they need to. The break room has a very similar control setup to the 1904 conference room. You do not have video conferencing capabilities today in the break room, but you do have a room PC, you have a barcode click share for wireless presentations, and you also have cable television. And so we'll walk through what that looks like now. So again, as we mentioned, very similar to the 1904 room. When you come in to the break room to use the functionality, you're going to see the power button and it's going to be red. You'll simply push that power button and it will turn to blue and the TV will come on, and you'll be able to run through that application. So just so you're aware, it has been labeled appropriately, but this is the cable TV. HDMI 1 is Barco, and HDMI 2 is the room PC, based on the application that you want to be able to do. 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to use the cable TV functionality, and so you'll simply select that from the room controls. The TV will come on, and Time Warner or Spectrum will start to play on the actual television itself. So while we're not going to go through the entire remote control lineup for Spectrum, I did want to go ahead and let you know that the remote control for this particular application is not built into obviously to the wall panel because of all the different functionality that you might have to use. So the main functions that you're going to want to be able to to use with this particular with the Time Warner scenario, we have the guide button here, which will open up the guide menu. We have the volume up and down, which is also on the actual wall plate. We have channel up and down. That's a useful tool. This is a full page up and down, and that is really applicable more for as you're browsing the guide to be able to go to your particular channels. You of course have video source buttons if you want to do that, but we have not programmed the remote to be able to control the television like you might do that in your home. One of the tips to remember is aim the remote at the lower right-hand corner of the television. You'll see that there's a IR sensor on the lower right-hand corner of the television. This is because we've extended cable television via HDMI over Cat5, and so we have to be able to have an IR sensor there. That IR sensor, it maybe not as sensitive as you're used to using on your television at home. So know that if you're in the back of the room and the channels aren't changing, you may just have to get a little bit closer to the TV to be able to change the channels. But hopefully that will work out fine for your purposes. So again, as I mentioned on the other panel or on the other slide, we have cable television. We have the Barco click share system, and you have 2 of the click shares for the break room, and then we also have a room PC where you have a mouse and keyboard in the break room as well, and the PC is connected to the internet. So if you need to be able to browse or just want to be able to go in and browse the internet, or you need to collaborate with some O365 documents, you can very easily do that from inside the break room comfortably. So again, if I selected HDMI 1 on the control panel, you're going to be met with this splash screen. And as we've covered for the other conference rooms, 1904 members and the boardroom, you'll use the USB step-in, step-out functionality. Just as a quick reminder for that step-in, step-out functionality, you do have an application or applet that you will need to open when you plug this into your USB drive so it'll run. You'll notice that this is white if you're presenting, and red if you're not. Once you have plugged it in and launched the Barco applet, you simply click the center of the button, and as the marketing name click share indicates, it will now share your laptop or your Microsoft Surface with the onto the television wirelessly. You have 2 of these devices in each of your conference rooms, so it is again step in, step out, and it is a first come, first serve from that perspective. So just keep that in mind as you're going through the presentations. So as I mentioned before, you have a wireless keyboard and mouse attached to the Room PC. The HDMI 2 is the function, so the bottom left button gets you to the Room PC. Quick troubleshooting tip for the use of the Room PC. If you push the button on the wall control plate and you get a no signal displayed on the Sharp TV, more than likely the PC has gone to sleep. You have 2 things that I want you to try. First and foremost, go run the mouse or click the enter button on the remote control or on the keyboard, and it should wake the PC up. But if for some reason it doesn't, the cabinet right above the microwave is what holds all of the electronic equipment that services this room, and you'll see the Room PC on the left-hand side of that cabinet. There's a little power button, looks something like this, and you can simply just lightly tap that button, and that should wake the PC up and allow you to use the PC, from that functionality perspective. And so that concludes our training on the Mema break room from a technology perspective. Just as a quick recap, you have a single 80-inch display. You have a room control wall panel, wall plate with 8 buttons, of which you're going to use 5. Power, the TV or power on, volume up and down, and then the cable television button, HDMI 1, which is Barco, HDMI 2, which is the Room PC. You have a Time Warner remote control for changing the television channels. You have a keyboard and mouse for operating the Room PC. And of course, you have the Barco click shares for operating the wireless presentation system.